Hey there. We use them every single second we're online. But what in the world is a server? Is it just some big, souped up computer? Well, yeah, kind of. But that is not the whole story. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the engines of the internet and find out what really makes a server different from the PC sitting on your desk. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the core concept. Then we'll hit this huge aha moment that'll change how you see them. After that, we'll look at the special hardware and software that makes them so tough and wrap things up with some real-world examples of servers in action. Okay, let's dive right in with the most fundamental question of all. What actually is a server? I mean, really think about it. You type in an address, hit enter, and bam, a website just appears. That little bit of magic, it's actually a conversation happening between your computer and another one, maybe thousands of miles away. And that other computer? Yep, that's the server. So at its very core, this is the textbook definition. A server is a computer whose whole purpose in life is to provide a service to other computers, which we call clients. Your phone, your laptop, your tablet, those are the clients, and they're always making requests. And what kind of services are we talking about? Well, basically, everything you do on the internet. When you load a web page, a server is serving it to you. When you check your email, a server is delivering it. Access a file on a shared drive, a server is providing it. You get the idea. So we get it. A server serves us stuff. But here it is. This is the big aha moment. This is the most important idea you need to grasp. A server is much more of a role than it is a physical box. Now, this is what most of us think of, right? And it's not wrong. We picture these huge, humming machines stacked in racks in giant data centers. And that's definitely a huge part of it. But it's not the complete picture. And that is the real key. Server isn't a piece of hardware. It's a job description. A computer becomes a server based on what it does, which is serving other computers, not just what it is. Any computer can technically be one. I mean, you could turn your home computer into a little web server for you and a couple of friends, but it would buckle under any real pressure. Why? Because the dedicated servers are built completely different, with hardware and software specifically designed to handle thousands of requests all at once without breaking a sweat. Okay, so if a server's number one job is to work nonstop, what kind of special gear does it need? Let's pop the hood and see what makes them so different from a normal PC. This right here is the golden rule. Servers have to be on, all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If a server goes down, a company's website, their email, their data, it could all just vanish. It's not an inconvenience. For many, it's a catastrophe. This all starts with the brain, the processor. Your desktop CPU is a solo artist. It's powerful, but it's designed to work alone. A server CPU, it's a team player. They're designed so you can slap multiple processors onto one motherboard, and they all work together to tackle huge workloads. This obsession with reliability goes all the way down to the memory. You see, the RAM in your PC can have these tiny, random errors that might make it crash once in a blue moon. Annoying, sure, but no big deal. On a server, that is completely unacceptable. So they use this special ECC RAM that actually finds and fixes those errors in real time, preventing crashes before they even have a chance to happen. Okay, now this is just incredible. Servers use a system called RAID, which basically mirrors all the data across several hard drives. So if one of those drives just dies, the server doesn't even blink. It just keeps on running. You can literally walk up, pull out the broken drive, and slide in a new one while the server is still on. And the system automatically rebuilds all the data. Zero downtime, zero data loss. Wild. And it doesn't stop there. Servers will have two power supplies. If one fails, the other one just takes over instantly. This whole idea of redundancy and having a backup for everything is just baked into their DNA. But look, all this incredible, fail-safe hardware is only half of the puzzle. To really be an unstoppable machine, a server also needs a completely different kind of brain, a different operating system. The operating system on your laptop is designed for one person, you, doing a handful of things at once. A server OS is a different beast entirely. It is built from the ground up for rock-solid stability and to handle maybe thousands of people connecting to it all at the same time. And the giants in this space are often specialized, super-powered versions of names you'll recognize, like Linux or Windows Server. They're lean, they're mean, and they're optimized for one thing, performing under incredible pressure without ever failing. So we've got the heavy-duty hardware and the bulletproof software. Let's put it all together and look at the different kinds of jobs these workhorses are doing for us every single day out there in the wild. First up, the web server. Remember that first question we asked? This is the machine that stores all the code, the text, the images for a website. When you type in a URL, your browser sends out a request, and the web server is the one that serves up that page. Then you've got the email server. Think of it as a super smart digital post office. It's working around the clock behind the scenes, using a bunch of rules to send, receive, and store all of our emails until we're ready to read them. And finally, we have the database server. This thing is the master librarian of the internet. It stores just massive amounts of information in a super organized way. Everything from user profiles to store inventories. Then, other apps can just ask for a piece of that data, and the server fetches it in an instant. So really, from our files to our photos to our conversations, our entire digital world is built on this one simple promise, that these machines, somewhere out there, will always be on, always be reliable, and always be ready to serve. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What part of your day, your job, your life, completely depends on some server humming away in a dark room, just doing its job 24/7.